Wings. We're making wings. This is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Hey everybody, I'm Chef Chris and you're in the Lodge Kitchen. Today we're gonna be making February's recipe of the month. We're making classic hot wings. We're gonna be doing that in a cast iron Dutch oven. So, it's time for the game. I've got 4 pounds of chicken and I separated that into 2 bags. And I'm just gonna mix up a very quick brine. And that's just gonna be sugar, salt, and warm water. Give that a stir. I'm gonna add 1 cup to each one of these bags. If you feel like you put a little bit too much in one, it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Just gonna press out a good amount of that air so I can make sure that my wings are pretty well submersed in that brine. All right, so I'm gonna put my chicken in the refrigerator for 1 to 3 hours. If you only have 30 minutes, I still recommend you do it. It's just gonna add a nice depth of flavor to your wing. Now it's time to make a sauce. I'm usually a blue cheese guy from way back. My team was like, hey, you know, like let's do ranch. I was like, then I'm gonna make it. So we got some awesome ranch coming up. I've also got a bit of a ranch hack. So we're just gonna give this a pop on our cutting board. I'm gonna mince that. I know a lot of times in recipes I say if it's got garlic in it, you can go ahead and double or triple it, but that's only if you're gonna cook with that garlic. So because we're not cooking this garlic, it's going to retain a lot of its flavor and its bite. So this is definitely not one that I would say, let's amp up the garlic in. I don't say that very often. Got some dill and some chives. Boom. So I've got a ranch hack for you. I have a jar of Duke's mayonnaise that has about a half a cup left in it. And rather than get another bowl dirty, I'm gonna make the ranch straight from my jar of Duke's mayonnaise. To my jar, I'm gonna add my garlic, my chives, and my dill. I have half a cup of buttermilk, using high quality buttermilk here, folks. Sour cream, another half cup. So equal portions of all of those ingredients. About a teaspoon of lemon, just a touch of hot sauce. Now, we're about to have homemade ranch. That's perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And it's just, now it's ready to rock and roll. Put that back in my refrigerator, keep that cool until our wings are ready. I'm a connoisseur of wings. I love wings any way you can make them. Today we're gonna deep fry them. We're gonna be using a 5-quart Dutch oven today, and it's gonna retain heat really nicely. And it's gonna give my chicken wings just the most amazing texture. It's football season. Let's deep fry some wings. Our wings have been brining. It's been about a little over an hour. So I'm gonna get those off and I'm gonna dry them off really well because before they go into the Dutch oven, I wanna make sure that I remove as much excess moisture as I can off of the wing because too much moisture will cause the Dutch oven to potentially boil over and then you've got a fire hazard. So safety first, folks. I'm gonna drain these Ziploc bags, get as much moisture as I can out of them. I'm gonna put them into a large bowl, and then I'm gonna take paper towels and I'm just gonna dry these wings off as much as I can. They're not gonna be bone dry, but we're gonna remove a lot of this moisture this way. Okay, so we've dried our wings off as best we could. I'm gonna set that to the side and I'm gonna get my fry station together. I have a wire cooling rack that I'm going to fly my cooked wings to using a spider spoon today. That's gonna help me get in there and make sure my wings come in and out of the Dutch oven really nicely. And then we have our deep fry thermometer. So I'm gonna clip this onto my Dutch oven and then we're gonna rock out getting our oil hot. I'll need to add oil to our Dutch oven. I'm gonna do 1.5 quarts. That's gonna be well below my halfway point, making sure that we're being safe as possible. I'm using vegetable oil right now. That's a high smoke point oil. It's a neutral oil as well. And I want it to be about 375 degrees when I put my chicken in it. I don't want it to get over 375 degrees. So I'm gonna be working it back to or towards that temperature after I drop half of my chicken in the Dutch oven. Our oil's coming to temperature, so I'm gonna get our sauce working. And this is our classic wing sauce. I'm gonna melt a stick of butter. I have a half a cup of hot sauce, cider vinegar, and then a teaspoon of honey. All right, my butter is melted, so I'm just gonna give this a whisk. All I'm really trying to do here is work that butter into the hot sauce and just emulsify it basically. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so our oil is almost to temperature. I think by the time I start putting my wings in there, we'll be right at 375 degrees. I'm not gonna add all my wings, and I'm gonna add one at a time so as not to splash hot oil all over myself. I'm just gonna keep an eye on that temperature, make sure it doesn't get too hot or too cool. And these are gonna go for 10 to 12 minutes. If you like a crispy wing, err on the 12-minute side. If at first you don't succeed, fry again. Just get them as crispy as you like them. So my wings are really starting to develop awesome color. We're probably at the 10-minute-ish mark. I've been using tongs because one thing I like to do is make sure that my wings don't stick together. But these are looking beautiful. They're singing to me. My temperature hasn't gotten above 375, which is awesome. And they're almost ready to pull. So I just turn my heat down because when I pull my chicken wings out, that oil temp can come up really fast. So I just turned it down pretty low, and these have been on for about 12 minutes and they are looking spectacular. I told you I like this spider spoon because it really does a great job at draining all that grease so I don't make a mess in my kitchen. So those are gonna go onto my cooling rack. This is art right here. This is absolute art. We've got our 4 pounds of wings. These are going right out onto my wire rack. I am stoked. I'm about as thrilled as anybody could be.
Because it's almost wing time.
So I'm just gonna add our crispy buffalo wings to our bowl. So we've got our wings in a bowl. Now I'm gonna take our sauce and we're just gonna pour this right over the top. We're gonna give these guys a little shake around. It's okay if you get messy here, folks. This is the fun part. And then I'm gonna just add these guys right back into the skillet that we made the sauce in. Will it fit? We shall see. I think we're gonna do just fine. So play of the day here, folks. All right. We've got our homemade ranch dressing. Add that. I promise you, if you serve this at your Super Bowl meal, everybody is going to be like, man, that's a touchdown in my book. You might even get a Heisman Trophy. Look at this. Spectacular. I could eat this whole thing right here in front of you. I'm not going to do that to you folks because I really don't want to put you through having to be like, man, I wish I was there with them. So when the game's on, come on by my house. We'll eat some wings. Cheers, folks. If you like it, then you better put a wing on it. Man, I love it. I can't stop eating them. This is our February recipe of the month, classic hot wings. Make them at home, make them your own. Tag us, share your experience. We'd love to see what you're cooking. Love you, bye.